we're going to touch on next week.
Yes.
So this is something that's okay. So
really important to Dan. I'm a little less on it,
but this is why this is important to me. Facebook and Google are actually going to be going toe to toe in a protest together against the FCC for the way that they're trying to handle the battle for net neutrality.
Yep.
Which I think is really cool. It's happening on the 12th, so we won't talk about it right now because it's way too much to go into. But we'll report on it later this week with the findings of everything that's happened, and hopefully in regards for all of us, we all get to have an open, free internet that's not opened up by regulations from people who don't know what they're doing and putting their hands into stuff they don't understand.
Oh, the irony that Google is leading that when 96% of the search index is hidden because of Google, but whatever.
but they some of their business practices might be questionable, but they want the same thing that everyone else does. They want open internet because they know it's better for everybody.
And I agree. I think net neutrality is something that if you don't have a stance on, I think you at least should.
It's important to know.
You should research it and understand the issue. It affects you either way. No matter how you look at it, that any of these changes within net neutrality affect you. And whether that's how you get your information, whether that's where you get it from, or how quickly you can get it, it's going to it's going to prioritize things in the lieu of the more money you want to spend for things, the faster things can be, and that it's going to change the market in negative ways as well as restrict your freedom and access to things.
Yeah, it's basically like, Kyle, you go on Facebook?
Yeah.
Well, because you go to Facebook so much, I'm going to charge more for that website, just in particular, to speed it up for you.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well,
but your other stuff that you like to go to,
anymore.
like your Netflix on here, I'm going to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's
isn't Netflix been on both sides of this too?
No, Netflix they're on the same side too. Okay. They don't want that as well because they know that that's harmful. I mean, let's be real. Any business that really does not have their head up their ass knows this is a terrible decision to make, to regulate the internet that way and not have it be classified in the way that it is. Because just opening it up to where all these corporations can charge to speed up certain websites, it's gonna damage the internet. It's gonna damage, honestly, it'll damage businesses. It's gonna damage our economy in a big way. Yeah. Because it's gonna hurt these other businesses to websites you want to go to. And some of those websites would have to pay extra money to be able to have their websites be sped up, and that's not fair to them. Honestly, that's extortion, and you're monopolizing the internet that way.
Yeah, and I mean, back to that original point that we made when we were talking about bandwidth, too. It's this scary concept of that they'll see what services are taking up all of that bandwidth. Specifically for gamers, this could have extremely negative impacts on your gaming habits, because if they are going to say, well, Xbox Live, man, you're using that a lot, so we're going to throttle it unless you pay this extra money. It's like... And they're probably gonna, if it does pass and all of these things come out, then that's gonna be something that happens before we even get faster internet. So it's like, it's gonna be the same speeds that we're complaining about, that we're having issues in the forefront,
but to have it all the time,
with more expenses and more things wrapped around it before we're getting infrastructure changes.
Frequently too, we're gonna experience slowness a lot more.
It's one of those things we're definitely going to be more prepared to talk about the topic, to talk about specifics, laws, people involved in that next week. But it was something that we knew was happening in the next 3 days, and we felt that if you were watching or listening to this, it would be important for you to inform yourself on it, or just better yet, help others around you be informed on it, because this is something that affects everyone.
It's going to affect everybody.
It affects
everyone who can have
free
access
information.
To the internet.
It affects very much knowledge, and that is something to be important. If you look at the founder of Reddit and a lot of the stuff that he went through, he's
joining with Facebook and Google.
The founder who died, who
committed. Sorry. Well, Reddit right now, whoever's running Reddit right now. Yeah. I mean, you probably know who it is, but they join with Facebook and Google as well. They're gonna the big companies I know is Facebook, Google, and then I believe it's Netflix is gonna do it. Reddit's going to do it, and there's a couple other websites.
Yeah. But it's just like people have died for their belief of free information, and the amount of pressure that the government and these companies have put on people who are willing to take a stand for free information and access to it, and the free internet. There's been major sacrifices, and it's our civic duty to not let those go unappreciated. So
yeah, it's definitely something worth fighting for, especially since we all like using the internet.
Right, we're using it right now. The power of the interwebs.
Yeah, right.
So with that, we are going to end the first podcast of the KHAOS.
Woo!